Hello friends! In this video, I am going to give you a complete flip through of this planner by the Journal Lab called Find Your Balance. This is a 12-month planner. You also have a 6-month variant available. I purchased this from Amazon and its packaging shows a retail price of $1599, but you can get it for $1199, which is almost $1200 from Amazon. I got it neatly packed in a box, well secured, and there was no damage. So if you're someone whose resolution is to maintain a balance between personal and official tasks, then I would say that this is a must watch for you. So stay tuned to know what spreads it has for you. Now, this is the first time that I am going to use a planner, and hence I did a lot of research on the various planners that are available to understand what would suit me based on my requirements. This planner has a very minimalistic look and not too fancy. The thickness of the sheet is not mentioned anywhere, however it has a decent thickness but not something that would stop sketch pens or markers from bleeding onto the other side. However, you can use your pilot pens on these sheets without any worry. Now, before we get started with the spreads, let me first tell you what you get along with this planner. So you get a bookmark, which in itself is a beautiful reminder that each morning can be a new beginning. Then you get these 2 sticker sheets. So if you're someone who is a sticker fan and like lots of stickers, in this case you do not have too many leaves. You just have these 2, which for me is just the right amount because I'm not too much of a sticker fan. So let's get started with the planner flip through. This is a hardbound planner, and you can see that this is a product of the Journal Lab, and here you can write your name and your phone number if you would like, so that in case you lose this planner, you can be contacted. Now the next page beautifully depicts how our life is a blend of family, work, health, personal growth and social interactions, and how it is very important to keep it balanced by prioritizing these well. And on the page adjacent to that, we can understand the thoughts that have been put in while making this planner. And next, there is a full page of morning affirmations, which would definitely help you start your day on a positive note. And then you have some tips to stay productive, like waking up early, starting your day with daily affirmations, planning your day ahead, taking regular breaks, turning off internet and other distractions, keeping your to-do visible, and knowing when to stop, and spending time with your family. So these definitely are some good thought-provoking tips. Next, you have 2 full pages to write in your important contacts and information. So you can write in your emergency contacts, your child's school contact details, your family doctor's number, etc. In my case, I do not need these 2 full pages to write down my contacts, so I'll be using this extra page for something else. Then next we have the idea board or the vision board. Here you can dump in your ideas, or you can stick pictures of how you want this year to be or what you wish to be. Make this your visual reminder that keeps you working towards your dreams and goals. Then the next 2 pages are like a review of the year that has gone by. So here you can describe your last year and what were your proudest achievements, good things that happened last year, if you were able to stick to your resolution that you made, and then also write down the goals that you have achieved, and then what went wrong for the ones that you couldn't achieve. And then once you are done with the last year, soon after you have 2 pages for the new year saying, New Year, New Me. So here the first thing is listing down your strengths. It is always a good thing to be aware and remind us of what our strengths are. We are usually so preoccupied with working on our weaknesses that we tend to forget what we are already good at and how we can be even better at that. And then next you have the qualities that you need to work on. Habits you want to build, habits you want to break, your goals for the year, how you would like to reward yourself when you achieve your goals, Now, this is another very important factor that we tend to neglect. So, whenever you achieve something big or small, try to reward yourself so that you're always motivated to work towards your bigger goals. Then you can list down your biggest distractions and then 3 strategies that you will use to avoid these distractions. Then comes the spread where we set our goals for the year. The goals are divided into the 4 most important aspects of our life, which is work, family, personal, and social. What I like about this spread is that space is not too big, which kind of forces us to concentrate only on the important aspects and set the right number of realistic goals, which would not overwhelm us while we sail through the year. Now on the next page, you can write down the books you want to read, places you would like to visit, skills you want to acquire, and any other wish list. Next, you have 2 pages for your ideal routine. On the left, you can set your weekday routine, and on the right, you can set your weekend routine. Setting a routine is very important as it takes off a lot of pressure from our mind as we tend to work on an autopilot mode because the mind and body are tuned in a way that they know the exact order and the way the tasks need to be done. Now, having a separate weekday and a weekend routine is also important, especially in the times like this where everything from home to office to school along with the household chores happen at home. The days of the weeks are kind of blurred. So if your weekdays are too hectic with work, make sure that you set your weekend routine in a way that is dedicated for family, self-care, hobbies, outings, and other leisure activities. Now from the next page starts the monthly spread. Here you can write whatever month that you are in and use this page as per your discretion, like writing down your ideas, doodling, sticking pictures, or noting the highlights of the month, or anything of that sort. And every month has prompts to ponder. The first month says, what was your childhood dream and what's your dream now? So you can be all creative and write down your thoughts over here. And then moving on to the next page, you have the month at a glance. Here you have to write down the days and the dates are already filled in. On the right, you can note down any birthdays for the month, and below there's a note section for any other random thing. Now, one thing that I did not like here is that since the dates are already marked, every monthly view would start with a different day, which for me is not at all pleasing, or I can say user-friendly, since we are all used to having a calendar view starting with either a Sunday or a Monday. But in this case, it would change every month. So rather than having the dates marked, it could have had the days marked and left writing the dates on us. And then moving on to the next page, you have the monthly planner where you can set your goals for the month, to-dos for the month, and your shopping list. Next, you have the monthly budget where you can set your budget and then compare it with the actual spend for the month. And then you have the notes section where you can probably make notes of any delta in your budget versus expense. I'm very much happy with the categories of expenses that have been listed down as they cover almost everything that I personally track. And also you have blank lines where you can add a category of your own if you want. And then finally, you can write in your monthly income and how you could reduce the spending for that month. Now, since I am someone who has income coming from different sources, having something to track the income from each source would have been good over here. But still, I am very much impressed with the budget tracker. Next comes the habit tracker where you can track 9 of your habits, out of which 2 are already marked. One is your water tracker and another one is your workout tracker. I don't think I need to strike them off because these 2 are something very basic that we all need to follow religiously. And then we have the mood tracker. The mood tracker is nothing fancy, very basic, but at the same time very effective. Here you can track your mood on 5 levels. All you have to do is on the first day of the month, highlight the mood for that day, and then the next day join the dot with the dot that you feel like for that day. Go on this way for the whole month, and by the end of the month, you can see a graph showing all your highs and lows at a glance. Then starts the daily spread. Each page accommodates 2 days. So here you can write in the date and then you can write down what you are grateful for that day. Next, you can list up your top 3 priorities for the day, and then you can separately list down your to-dos for work and personal stuff. Below that, you can write the highlights of the day. Since the space is too small, use minimum words to describe your day. And then finally, you can rate your day based on your personal and work commitments. Here as well, the space is just enough to list down our top priorities so that we concentrate only on the important ones for the day and accomplish those. These daily spreads are there for 31 days in every month. And then towards the end of the month, you have a monthly reflection section where you can write down the highlights of the month, the challenges that you face that month, and plan on improving the next month. So this is a good space to introspect and take necessary actions for the coming months. Similarly, it goes on for other months. Now, after 6 months, you have a mid-year progress check. Here you can write down the goals that you have achieved in the past 6 months, and then for the goals that you couldn't achieve, what's that's holding you back, and then changes that you need to make in the next 6 months to accomplish the goals that you have listed during the start of the year. Finally, towards the end of the year, you have the page to write down the highlights of the year. Here you can write down the dates and the events. To review the year, there's the year-end reflection where you have to list down your achievements, challenges faced and lessons learned, new people that you met, good deeds you did, things that did not go well, things that can be done differently the next year, and an evaluation if you have been working towards your long-term goals. Here you can list your regrets for the year and how you would rate your year on a scale from 1 to 5 for family, career and growth, physical and mental health, leisure and fun, social and financial aspects, and whether all these helped you find your balance or not. Then there are 4 small boxes to write down the favorite songs, movies and shows, new dish that you tried, and your favorite holiday spot. And then finally, you have your favorite memories from the year, where you can either stick photos of the best memories from the year. You can write down those events, and then you have some blank pages towards the end. So if you want to make a spread of your own, you may use these blank pages. I am definitely impressed by this planner because it does not have too many spreads that can be overwhelming, but at the same time have the right number of trackers which can be utilized to properly plan and track both my professional and personal goals parallelly. Now, a couple of spreads that I feel missing in this are a weekly meal planner and a period tracker. And since this is an undated planner, it does not come with a calendar view for the year 2022. So I'm planning to get one printed and then maybe stick it onto this planner. But apart from these, I'm very happy with the planner and too excited to get started with my New Year resolution of using a planner. So wishing you all a very happy New Year, and may this New Year be a beginning for many more beautiful things.